Hello, my name is Alegra Loewenstein, and I had been going to John's yoga classes for about a year. I knew he did retreats because sometimes he wouldn't have his yoga class because he'd be gone. Had never really thought about going on one, and then I started thinking about that I needed a retreat. I started thinking, I need to get away. I was thinking maybe I'd just go up and get a place and be in the mountains by myself, but I know myself, and when I love people, look, I love my own company too, but a weekend away by myself, it wasn't really it wasn't gonna do it. And then I got John's email about his next kind of batch of retreats, and there were some that were coming up really soon. And so I didn't ask him any questions. I didn't call him. I didn't text him. I just signed up 2 weeks before the event, and and I was going on this journey, whatever it entailed. Now, I've been on a couple of yoga meditation retreats before, so I had some idea what to expect. And I will say, then I got the welcome packet, and I was like, oh, okay, no breakfast, and no coffee, and cold plunge. So I knew I was going to be out of my comfort zone, but and vegan food, which that's fine by me. I eat lots of vegan food. So, but of course you still never know what to expect. And so, I think there's always a little bit of fear and, quite frankly, discomfort initially going into it, because even if you try to have no expectations, you're going to have some. So upon arrival, I was kind of like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into? But I knew John and I trusted John. And so I just went with it. I was flexible, and part of the point is, in all of our practices, on this retreat included, but in any spiritual practice and any, lifelong quest, you're gonna have to rub up against that discomfort. And so I was okay with that from the beginning. And the food was amazing, by the way. I mean, I was a little bit afraid, like, oh my God, I'm going to be starving. And all the food was super good. Everything was delicious. It's all this yummy, nourishing vegan food. I loved every minute of it. And, the cold plunge, it's like everybody says, it's only hard for 30 seconds. And then you get over it. And so, the caffeine, I'm actually not a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker. So I'm probably already a little down on my caffeine levels. So that was super not a big deal to me. And it was awesome, right? So we had an amazing group. We really, from the opening ritual to the closing ritual, we were really connected. People were really open. People were really vulnerable. We were sharing. We did long spells of breath work and meditation, much longer than I would ever do in my normal life, which is the point, which is why we're going, right, to push ourselves to this next level and, see where it takes us. And I definitely feel like I got what I needed. I really had a chance to connect powerfully with other people who are on spiritual journeys and looking to improve themselves. And I connected with myself, just through those periods of breathing and meditating, which I knew that I needed a push to get back to that, because the journey ebbs and flows, right? That's how life is always for all of us. And so to flow back into that with a really loving team, it was clear, very, very clear. I knew this about John going in. He's extremely passionate about what he does. He takes great care to make it a positive, impactful, and empowering experience. And it shows. And the team that he's, put together to put this into place are also very clearly passionate about what they do, loving, generous, open people who are working on themselves too. So really, what kind of better environment could you ask for is to be surrounded by a whole bunch of people who are hoping and praying and working on the same things. So it's a beautiful experience. I don't think you're going to regret it, even though you might think that you might regret it. That will be gone by the end, and you will have a really powerful experience that will uplift you on your on your spiritual journey. Would I recommend this retreat to someone else? I absolutely would. And I would just make sure that they were ready for what it entailed, because you do have to be ready to be a little uncomfortable, and you have to be ready to meaningfully connect with other people, which is sometimes scary. And so, and it's a bit of a communal environment. The house is in the middle of the hills of San Diego. You couldn't ask for a more beautiful environment. And it's the way that it's set up, you're definitely sharing space with other people. So knowing that going into it, I think is important to be open to that. But it ends up facilitating that connection and positive experience in the end, even though it might be another hurdle to overcome mentally getting started. And afterwards, I just say I would feel really elevated, really well taken care of, really grounded, and really ready to bring some of these practices back into my life as best I can. I got the real world around me now, but I'm going to be doing my best to keep what I experienced with me and build more of that into my day-to-day life. So enjoy your journey wherever it takes you. And I think you'll enjoy this if you choose it.